Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes Now. In the last video, we were sadly beaten 6-3 on the opening day by Aalborg, which isn't great in the grand scheme of things. But I took some positives in the fact that we were able to score 3 goals away from home, although technically at home, against a side who are much, much better than us. Obviously, the 6 goals conceded, I think that's mainly down to me throwing on to overload towards the end of the game, so I didn't want to read too much into that. So we started things off against Nordsjælland in probably one of the most ridiculous games of football I've seen on FM in quite a while. Straight off the back of a 6-3 defeat, we go and win 5-4 against Nordsjælland, a team who are a pretty decent side. I think they actually came 3rd in the championship group last year. But I honestly think we were good value for this. Vera with a goal, Gardner with a pair, Bravo with a pair. They had 5 different goal scorers and they missed a penalty, so it could have, 4 different goal scorers and they missed a penalty, so it could have been 5-5. But it was that second half period where we went in front, they equalised, we went in front, they equalised, and then we went in front in the 90th minute through Mariano Bravo to give us the victory. What an unbelievable win. And, well, that's 8 goals scored in our first 2 games. However, we have conceded 10. I sense we might be being top scorers in this league this year, but also the worst defence in the history of Danish football. But sometimes you've just got to go all-out attack, and that's kind of what we've had to do. Also, if you see any players that you don't recognise, don't worry, it's just some more players that have come in, and we'll talk about those in a sec. Away at Midtjylland, it was always going to be difficult. I mean, I think the chances of us getting anything from this game were pretty slim. However, keeping the scoreline down to 2-1 with the late Steven Gardner goal, I think was pretty impressive. Sturd and Stephenson scored both of Midtjylland's goals in the first sort of opening minutes of the game. They were identical. Ball whipped in, he gets in at the back post, keeper didn't come for it. A bit annoying maybe on another day, but really, not really. I think they were the better side comfortably, but keeping the scoreline down was something we really wanted to try and do, and we did it. Gardner also won Player of the Month in the Superliga for the month of July, which is pretty cool. Federico Carrizo has gone back to Argentina, so that's him off the wage bill as well. Away at Copenhagen, we were actually in front at one point in this game. It's hard to believe, considering how, not poor we were, but we weren't amazing, to be fair. But they went ahead, we equalised. They went ahead through an own goal, but then we went in front. Penalty didn't exactly help them in that situation, but Bravo grabbing 2, Gardner with 1. These 2 really are scoring goals, but eventually the sheer quality of Copenhagen just overdid us in the end. But again, to score 3 goals away from home, the reigning champions, is pretty damn impressive. And again, it kept the scoreline down in terms of the goal difference, which is kind of the key thing for me. Try not to get absolutely walloped too many times. And if we are going to concede 5 goals, let's try and score 4 in the process. And our next game was at home against AGF, and we got ourselves another absolutely priceless win. Now, you might look at the stats for this one and be like, well, they battered you and you got very lucky. And yes, but they didn't start battering us until sort of the final 15 minutes of this game. They'd had the same number of shots as us until that point, and we were in a 2-goal lead, and it was only really the own goal, again, from Alejandro Perez. That's back-to-back own goals in games. Not ideal, Alejandro. It gave him a hope. But really, we put the game to bed with Nicolas Vera, and then they just threw everything at us. They did get one back through Mustafa Amini late on, but it wasn't enough, and we got ourselves a second victory of the season. Now, it's getting results like this that we're going to have to keep getting this year. I don't see us smashing anyone. There's no one weak enough in this league to smash. But the fact that we've taken 2 wins from this opening period, yeah, we conceded a lot of goals, but we've scored loads of goals too. And Steven Gardner has been absolutely insane. Bravo, excellent, just great work all round from the boys. And all of that leaves the league looking like this. Yeah, we're 10th. We've only won 2 games so far this season, but we've got more than a point a game, which is kind of what we want. It's still pretty tight down at the bottom. We're only 2 points off the bottom of the league at the moment, but only 3 points off of the championship group. Not something we'll be aiming for this year so far. But Stevie Gardner is the joint top scorer in the league with 6 goals in 6 games. Can't really ask for much more than that, but he's also netted 4 assists. Sorry, 6 goals in 5 games. We're actually the late game today. So a few new signings have come in over this period. This is Jose Angel Gonzalez. He's an American striker, right-footed, just someone else to add onto that right wing, but he's got decent enough composure. Finishing first touch isn't amazing, but currently 3 stars. He's fairly professional as well, which I think is important. I just thought we'd sign him up just to give us a little bit of extra depth in that striking area, particularly on that right side. Because Vera, I don't know, I'm still not entirely sure. Gardner and Bravo, totally happy with. The right side is the one position in our strike force that is fully up for grabs at the moment, and maybe he'll fill it. And this is Davide Cotugno. He is an Italian-Canadian, which means he can play for us, which is beautiful. And he's coming too. He's a realist, so I'm not really sure what that means for his personality, whether that's good or bad. But we could get another body into that midfield. He's a Carriero, Metzala, ball-winning midfielder type of guy. Still not entirely sure on what we're doing with our midfield too at the moment. Not sure on the positions, not sure on who I really want to play there. I might even start playing Sergi Santos as an advanced playmaker. just to give him a little run out. Maybe put Traore in as a sort of just a central midfielder, because he's more of a ball-winning midfielder type of player, and we don't really need that in the system, I don't think. One final thing I wanted to quickly touch on is Aldo Saifi. Now, you might notice his personality says resolute, and I'm as surprised as you are. I got a news article, you know, the usual one, the training update one, saying that he was improving great. I had a look, and lots of green arrows is great, but then I noticed his personality said resolute. And I was fairly sure that he wasn't a resolute personality before, so I went back at one of the old videos and checked, and he was definitely a professional personality. So, but he's not being tutored. So I don't really understand how that, I didn't really understand at the time anyway, how that had changed. However, I did a little bit of digging online, as you do when things like this happen. And I found the sort of the parameters of the hidden attributes that you can have for professional and resolute one. Obviously, we don't know anything except for his determination, but apparently, when you get those news articles that say the squad's less or more desirable characteristics have had an effect lately, apparently those can affect those as well. Now, his determination had gone up, but that shouldn't have affected it. The only thing I can think of is that the parameters for resolute pressure has to be at 17 or between 17 and something or whatever. The only thing I can think of is that the less desirable characteristics dropped his pressure down from 18 to 17 or something. And then that somehow made him resolute instead of professional. The only explanation I have as to how he's changed to be professional, from professional to resolute. Strange. I'm not knocking it, because as far as I'm aware, resolute is better than professional. But then that wouldn't make any sense if it meant that he had to have lower pressure to actually deal with that. I don't know. Point is, we now have a resolute personality in the squad, and I'm quite pleased about that, to be fair. So for today's game, I'm going to go with Traore in the attacking midfield role, but we're not going to use Coutinho today. I'm going to drop things out and try an advanced playmaker type of situation, but we're going to use Sergio Santos. Where is he? There he is. For now. There's a few others on the bench again. More Canadians have come in. I am going to give some of them contracts, but I want to just wait a little bit and see how that goes. But for today, we're going to go with Gardner, Bravo, Gonzalez, Traore, Santos, Carl Rogers Jr., Mescuza, Saifi, Agustin, Perez, and Garcia. And on the bench, Carriero, Lamarie, Coutinho, Svenningsson. Jonas Svenningsson is finally able to play for us, of course, because he's been playing B-team games. He's not available for today from the start because of his fitness levels. Roland, Ott, and Nicholas Vieira. Bench looking a tiny bit stronger. Today, again, we're going to go with the sort of stand off them a little bit tactic, just to sort of see. Now, one other idea that someone gave me is the idea of potentially switching the wingbacks onto attacking to give us a little bit more width in games and get into those spaces a bit more. I don't know how well that would work, but it's something I might start toying with in games as well when things aren't quite going the way we want them to actually get them further forward. So, question of the day, and today's question is a simple one, not related to football either. What is your favourite TV show? I don't really have a favourite TV show at the moment. Me and Emma are watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the moment because she's not seen it, so we're sort of marathoning through that at the moment. But things like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office, Parks and Recreation, that kind of stuff is always good. I don't really watch as much TV as I used to be fair. Mostly YouTube I get much of my entertainment from these days. But yeah, what's your guys' favourite TV show, or do you just watch YouTube more? Let me know in the comments, and if you have any ideas for a question of the day, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. Ball over the top and cut out, well, I was going to say cut out brilliantly, but Randrup is going to have a little run through, probably just going to shoot. Oh, hang on. We do look so vulnerable from those positions. Oh, and Gaku Ishii with the goal after 2 minutes because early goals. We just seem to be completely able to concede these early goals, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. Not a good start for us at all. I thought we kind of had this one covered, but he makes the run. Nobody picks him up. Still probably shouldn't be able to score from there. We had enough defenders in the box for that to not happen. Not a good start for us here. We are getting a very little possession. Like, I know our tactic does not rely on us having any possession. That is goes without saying. But we've got so little possession today. I do wonder if we're going to struggle to actually get the ball into any good positions. Right, Gardner won't be able to win the header. Go on. Saifi. Santos. Got to use Mescuza. That's better. He's got men running behind. One of them's Gonzalez. Bravo. Gardner, surely too deep. Oh my God, it's off the post on the first real chance of the game for us. It didn't count as a chance of any real note. Oh my God, Gustav Nilsson in there and 15 minutes in and we're already 2-0 down. Goodness me, it is going to be a tough season. It just is. And unfortunately, because we can't scout players, we're just having to rely on pot luck on what comes in. Look at this, absolutely brilliant ball in. Defenders, again, just not doing anything. Okay. What do we do with the Drunken Sailor? Because apparently we have a full team full of Drunken Sailors currently. Pass completion's poor. We knew that anyway. We're not completing any crosses. I don't want to go attacking just yet. But maybe try this for now and see if this works. What I might do is also switch on to closing down more. Because clearly what we've started off with in this game. I feel like this will work in some games. It worked well enough against God, who was it? I think it was AGF we tried it against, and it worked well in that game, particularly in the early stages. But I just need to be getting better at picking out what games to try it in. I think that's sort of my problem at the moment, is we seem to be using it in the wrong scenarios, and we're already 2-0 down in this one. How is he getting the space for the headers? We've got 3 centre-backs. Come on, guys, you're better than this. Sort of. Santos isn't playing too badly, but Traore is playing like an absolute shithouse. It's because he's not a very good player at going forward. That's unfortunately the situation we're in right now. Let's put him box to box. We can't really do we really? I don't know. Maybe we should go attacking just to try to throw something at them at this point. It's very disappointing to see the team look so poor. At least we created things against Midtjylland and Copenhagen, but today, at home of all places as well, against a slightly worse team you'd feel, we've been dreadful. Just dreadful in all. Perez, there's a space in the middle if he picks the puck. Whoa, he's gone for Rogers Jr. instead. Not bad. Gardner, go on, pull it back. Gonzalez, Gardner. Rogers Jr. cleared away. Oh, right, get to that first. Let's get a bit of pressure on them. That's better, finally. Sergi Santos. Moscuza. Ball in, go on. Oh, goes back for Santos. Different. Traore, out wide. Please use him. There we go. Rogers Jr. with space. Ball in, cleared away. We're actually putting a bit of pressure on them for the first time in the game. Santos, use Moscuza. Oh, goes for Gonzalez instead. Ball in. Gardner! And somehow kept out. Gomez. Gardner! It's in the back of the net. Incredibly, against the run of play massively, although we've been really good in the last few minutes. Steven Gardner gets a goal back for us. Jose Angel Gomez with the assist. Gardner probably should have... What a save that is. Bravo does brilliantly. Lovely pick out, but Gardner, second time of asking. This time the keeper can't keep him out. And maybe, just maybe, there's hope. And I think we're more likely to concede another goal. Purely by the fact that we are going to be pushing forward more than we were before. Ishti. Oh, good. Penalty. Well, that's what happens when you have to try and get stuck into teams. And Augustin... Dear. Mukhtar's strike, and it's now 3-1 to Bromby. We've given them that, but you have to maintain a balance. It's either you go for it and you're going to have to get stuck in a bit more and run the risk of conceding penalties, which is why we don't do it, or you just sort of stand there and take it, and we couldn't really be affording to do that. What I don't want is to get any red cards, though. However, what I am going to do is get rid of Toure, because he's been playing like crap today. And I'm going to get Ott in and move him... No, not Ott. Move him as a central midfielder on attack. Just get Otti forward a bit. At 3-1, the game's basically done. I mean, then again, we've come back from worse in the past, but they were against much worse teams. Oh, good lord! He's through! Bravo! Pull it back for someone! Oh, God! The chance was there. The chance was there. We could have had a goal there. We probably should have as well. Rogers Jr., pick out a cross break. Oh, now we've got a bit of a problem. Why did the 32 come flying out there? That is a great... no. Oh, from one end to the other there, nearly. All right. Changes are afoot. Gonzalez is on the booking and he's looking a bit knackered. Svenningsson just isn't fit to play, really. I shouldn't really put him on the bench. And we're going to get Nicholas Roland in for Augustin, because he's tall and hopefully can win some stuff in the air for us in the final few moments of this game. And Augustin's played an absolute shitter. I mean, when they started scoring like that early on, my initial thought was, good God, we're going to concede 50 goals. But we haven't actually done that, in fairness to us. Gardner makes it 3-2. Steven Gardner, even when we're playing badly, Gardner's capable of coming up with goals. This is what I mean about this year. Even in games where we're looking completely outclassed, we're still able to score a goal or two. And if we just get a bit of fortune in some games, like we did against AGF, where they don't score as many goals as that. This is great work from Gardner as well. Oh, through the legs. Brilliant stuff. Gardner grabs his 8th goal of the season already. Is there still hope for us yet? God, if we hadn't considered that penalty, we'd have been level with them. But that's football, isn't it? Oh, God, that's a goal. What a save from Garcia. He's been absolutely insane at times this year. Brilliant. Harm again. Mukhtar. Roland, nobody up there, unfortunately. And that is game, set, and match. I mean, we didn't deserve anything from the game. But this is how we've kind of been playing a lot of these defeats, is that we just try and get as many goals as we physically can in some of them. Because it's just these early goals that have been really, really costing us. And it's just because I picked the wrong one of the tactics. And Steven Gardner with 2 goals. That's the positive. Right, I'm going to switch this off now before the camera dies. Right, guys, we are back on the day of the game against SecondYellowCard. Just a word of warning. For some reason, everything's gone blurry in my right eye, and I don't really know why. So I'm a little bit scared about that, but we're going to try and push through to get the end of this video done. So yeah, my ability to read things has got a bit funny here. So... today, a couple of things have happened. Mikkel Gravgaard has left the club and has joined Nordsjælland because he wanted to leave. He wasn't going to get game time for us, so he has now left. And otherwise, we just have an upset member of the playing staff. Bravo, we've had bids of up to £40,000 for Mariano Bravo, but because he's fairly loyal, I was able to talk to him once, and he said, you know what, I think I'd quite like to stay here. So we've had no problem about rejecting any of them. I ran Braunschweig up to like 60k, but they wouldn't give. I was going to let him go if they'd give him back to us for 2 years and with a 50% of next sale fee clause, but they wouldn't. And because he doesn't want to leave, I could just reject him. So it's perfect for that. Hopefully, at some point, if he does do that, we can get those sort of clauses into his contract as well. So for today, I'm going to go with a fairly similar lineup, though I have changed the wingbacks to be on attacking because I want to try something out today and see how they do from the start in that position, and maybe, just maybe, something might work for us. Gardner Bravo, although I might try out Svenningsson today, since he is back to full fitness. Well, nearly full fitness. We just have to see what this ladder's got. You know, there's a reason why this guy is so highly rated. Hopefully, he can be an absolute star for us. And to come through our own youth academy is pretty damn cool as well. Santos actually played quite well in the last game. He got a 6.9. He's one of our best performers other than Gardner. So I wouldn't mind keeping him in that role. But Traore, mate, like, I just don't know if there's actually even a place for him in this team at the moment. I might start with Coutinho, you know, in that role. Traore, he still hasn't actually gone. No one wants him, and maybe there's a reason for that. But we don't really play a tactic that uses him at the moment, so I'm going to try with Coutinho in that middle role as well. Rogers, Mascuza, Saifi, Agustin, Perez. With Gravgold gone, Saifi is now the captain of the team as well, so just bear that in mind. On the bench, Traore will be on the bench, but what we got? So Mendo, Lemery, Traore, Yazzie, Ruddy is a Canadian lad who's come in as well. Another centre-back, Ott, and of course Jose Angel Gonzalez. There's another American defender called David Garner, I think his name is, who looks pretty solid as well. Again, professional personality. So we've certainly got no shortage of options in the defensive area of the pitch, because Agustin over the last few games has been pretty damn disgusting, to be fair, some of his performances. Perez getting the own goals in that period, but at least he's played all right in the games, so we might have to shake up our back line a little bit soon as well. We are the underdogs, but we're just going to have to see what happens. They're playing a 4-4-2, so I don't know how... Whoa, they've got some very strangely unfit players in their team, but then so have we, so we can't hardly talk. Hopefully today will be better than the Bromby game, although at least it was only 3-2. We are away from home though. I just don't want to see us embarrass ourselves. Svenningsson, what's he got? No, loses the ball immediately. I do want to see if having the fullbacks or the wingbacks on attacking is going to help maybe push their wide players back a bit, as they won't be able to quite roam into those areas so easily. That's my theory. Anyway, I don't know. Someone suggested the idea of doing it, and I'm going to give it a crack. They'll be in slightly more advanced positions. Oh, that's the kind of ball I want to see from them. They can still chase their men down easily enough. Ball in. Oh, God. Garcia didn't have to touch that, but he did. Remember, we are still playing the not loads of closing down option so far. Oh. That's a shame. Or is that offside? I think it's offside, you know. No? Yes, it is. Frederick Frost's goal is ruled out for offside. I'm tempted to switch back to the more closing down option, though. We're giving them a little bit too much space at the moment, and we need a little bit more of the ball than we're getting. I think Santos is yet again putting in an all-right performance in that attacking playmaker role. God. It's those clearances. They're not going... Oh, here we go. Gardner. Breakaway time. Svenningsson. It's got options. Mascuza is what... I don't know what's even happened there. Gardner! Oh, my God. Against the run of play. Sunny Uskanil, B67-1, Stephen Gardner with his 9th goal of the season. I thought the chance had gone here when Mascuza got a little bit overzealous with the ball and just tried to take it off of his feet. But he did give it back to him. What a ball that is from Svenningsson. And Gardner with the goal. We lead by 1-0 here. This is absolutely incredible. If there was, I actually thought we'd have a better chance against Bromby than we would in this game. But there you go. Perez's ball. Cleared away. Mascuza. Oh! What a chance that was. That could have been 2-0. Looking long for Gardner, and he's found him. That is great work. Over the top for Jonas Svenningsson. He's through. The lad is through. Oh, what a chance. That could have been 2-0. Jonas Svenningsson with a chance. Right, okay, this is better. We are currently winning away from home. We've not won an away game yet this season, that's for sure. Mascuza, go on. Somebody do something. Oh, no, not quite. They're getting into those spaces, almost like wingers, like proper wingers, now that they're on attacking. And that seems to be something that is definitely helpful at times. Coutinho makes the... Actually, it's a good pass. Svenningsson, over the top for Bravo. He's got a lot of men around him, though. He's never going to be able to pick a shot out, surely. Ball in. Coutinho, and it's 2-0. Davide Coutinho scores his first goal. Bravo with the assist, and we've been bloody excellent in this game. I think this is a kind of a new idea. It feels weird, though, that playing our wingbacks even more attacking would have a beneficial aspect to us, but it does seem to work for us. Obviously we've won games so far, but we've looked really good tonight. 2-0 up after half-time. Right, Now, the question is, do we start to drop them back, or is that poor? Because they're both playing relatively well, particularly Moskutsa. And Sunayuska haven't really offered much since then. Is that because we're pushing their wide players back? Santos hasn't been amazing today, so we'll try and switch things around a little bit. We'll get Yusuf Toure in, put him in as a ball-winning midfielder. Let's get a bit of brute force in that midfield. And Bravo's been okay through the middle. Is anyone at the back performing particularly poorly? Perez hasn't been great. Maybe try Julian Ruddy out for a little bit in the back line. I'm just not sure where to go from here. At 2-0 up, half an hour to go, do we start to withdraw the fullbacks? Or do we keep pressing on? I just worry that if we start to sit off them, that they will then have way more space than they did before. Oh, come on! The goalkeeper should be coming for that. That's so poor. Oh, here we go. First real chance of the game for them, and it's a goal. That's so annoying. Like, this is so close to my goalkeeper. Why is he not coming for this? It's right there. And there's two defenders that have just been out-jumped by Mathieu Bastien. That's really bad. See if we've got something here. Svenningsson. Coutinho. Gardner. And it's saved by Meltz. Not bad, actually, from Garcia. My God, he's played Jonas Svenningsson through. Svenningsson hits the crossbar. 30 seconds to go. Garcia might just lump this up the middle. He does. That's not bad play from him, to be fair. Svenningsson doesn't win the header, but he doesn't need to. Traore finds Svenningsson. Can he do something now? And it's a great tackle and a goal kick, but I think that will see us out here. We might well have got away with this one, but I think there we go. We've done it. That is a huge win. Away at the team in 4th in the league. Gardner and Coutinho with the goals. They had more shots, I grant you. But I genuinely think we were the better side in that game and deserved the win. We created more than them, and that's really what matters in games like this. We've won the goddamn game. Huge win. And that leaves us in 8th place with 9 points from 7 games. And 9 goals for Steven Gardner in that period. What a performance he's putting in so far this season. He's our most valuable player. He's worth like 86 grand now. And he's showing every bit of that worth. He's outscoring Mariano Bravo, despite not being perhaps as good a player as him. And look at that, Aalborg are top of the league at the moment. We lost them on the opening day, so maybe that loss wasn't quite so bad after all. But we've just beat the team that were in 4th place in the league, which is pretty damn good. So I'm very, very happy with that. So in the next episode, I still can't see properly. It's not ideal. We're going to be doing Horsens, obviously. We got Lyngby at home and Vela at home. Those 2 games, although Lyngby have started well, are good, massively potentially winnable, particularly Vela. Lyngby struggled last year and only just stayed up, and Vela are always going to struggle. So those 2 are potentially winnable games. I think if we can win one of those, I will be very, very pleased. We're also going to do Kurga away and Esbjerg as well. And I think the next live com is going to be Randers away and Silkeborg at home. So 2 more potentially winnable games that are going to be massive for our season. So if you have enjoyed this, then do drop a like on the video. That'd be awesome. And I will see you guys in the next episode for games against Randers and Silkeborg, as hopefully we're just sort of going win-loss, win-loss, win-loss at the moment. Maybe we'll get a draw in there. Who knows? I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.